All right, y'all, take two. Tried to go live on the YouTubes, and yes, they're plural. There's many of them. Connection issue gave me hell, so I'll just I'll follow that one up with this recorded version. So what we were talking about is back-end offers. And I'll go ahead and start from the beginning because people might find this, watch it on its own, and then I'll just get rid of the live version later. But anywho, so how to build successful back-end offers. Now there's a couple things we need to cover first. Let's define what a back-end offer is, and then we can get into how do we actually build those offers. So it's going to be a relatively quick video today, but very powerful, very valuable, I think. God, I hope you think so too. If you do, go ahead and give me a like, give that thumbs up, and then subscribe to the channel. You know, if you're not subscribed already, go ahead and subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you do get notified when we do go live, when we have better connections. So how to build a successful back-end offer. So step one, let's figure out what a back-end offer is. Now, back-end offer is something that maximizes the profit to you of your front-end offer, or what we call your best offer, or it maximizes the value that you can provide for your customer or client, so they receive even more value from you. Now, some people will think of these as upsells, and that is basically what it is. It's an upsell, so it does add value for you, and it does add value for your client. More importantly, though, we want it to add value to the client. We want them to feel like it is something special that we are offering them. You can use tactics like scarcity, or even just make it like a timed offer, like a one-time offer. So I guess that is kind of scarcity, but really it's there's all sorts of ways to approach it, but the basics are it adds value to your customer first and foremost, and then we also want to make sure that it adds profit to our front-end offer. So we're just maximizing the amount of value exchange that we can get in that situation with the customer or client. To give you an example, so we do web design services for local businesses. One of the things that we will do, depending on the business and depending on what their needs are, is either package together, give them one thing with our back-end offer included, so that we can maximize the perceived value of the amount of money that we're asking for in return. And something like that could be, so if we're offering web design as our front end or our best offer, then we want to offer monthly maintenance and hosting, or ongoing search engine optimization or SEO services. So that is really a way, it builds rapport because we're providing more value up front. And oftentimes we present it as no added value or no added cost to them because we build a little buffer in. But really it is no added cost to them because they need it anyway. It's something that they need, and oftentimes they don't know that they need it. So there is a little sales conversation that happens there, but really it's mostly about just showing them that the value over time is actually worth the expense up front. Now there's all sorts of ways you can get around the cost equation where people are just trying to not spend a whole lot of money. That's not for this video. We'll get into that in another video later on, but really what we want to focus on is that value that we add to the customer. So in the opposite of not bundling those things together with web design, SEO, or monthly maintenance, we can offer it as an upsell, and we can use a timeliness opportunity. So at the point of sale, we can say, hey, did you want to, and let's assume we're just doing all these sales online. We're not face-to-face or providing a contract or a quote or anything like that. So we can say, now that you're signed on for web design services, what if we offered you monthly maintenance and hosting and ongoing SEO services for only $200 a month? Normally, we charge about $500 a month for our ongoing SEO services. So right away, you're seeing a massive value if you get it today. Now, I can only offer you that today because XYZ reason. Maybe that is we're trying to meet a sales goal by the end of the month, or we believe that this is the best value for you. But we really need to know that going in, because we will set the project up differently, and it will cause delay in the project if we start this later. So you can always build those things into the sales process. But the backend offer is super, super valuable for you if you think about it correctly. So really, we want you to perceive the backend offer as just a profit maximizer. I have no idea who coined that term. It was not me, but I'm sure it came from like Russell Brunson or Frank Kern or one of those better marketers than me. But the profit maximizer is really the best way that you can add value and add value to your client, add value to the experience, while building rapport and building goodwill. We talk about building goodwill with your customer base and your audience all the time. It's the one thing that we actually really strive for in everything that we produce as content, like the stuff you're watching now. So we want to provide value, we want to build goodwill, and we want to build that rapport so you feel comfortable coming back later when you have a need for us. Now, oftentimes you might not know you have a need for us, but that's fine. You just keep coming back. We'll keep giving you value. We'll keep making this happen for you. So the backend offer is something you can do. In a photography business, you might look at the front end offer or your best offer as getting someone in to do headshots. Maybe headshots is your thing, and that's you can provide the best headshots over anybody else in the city. Or for your specific industry niche, maybe you do people who speak on stage, so live presenters. You do headshots for them in a special or unique way that is like at the live event, so it showcases not only who they are, what they do, but also the passion and joy that they have when they're doing the thing, and that can come out of them. So an offer that you might have as a backend offer is, why don't I just put together a 60-second promo reel for you, and we'll use all the same kind of footage, so we'll double our efforts on the same day. We won't have to do any extra work for you. You won't have to spend any extra time in the studio, but we'll put that together for you, and it'll only cost about $500. Simple as that. So you see how that's added value for them. So they're thinking, in a live speaker scenario, they're likely thinking, well, man, that would be great, because I can then just send that out to conferences, and they can use that to promote me when I'm going to be speaking at the conference, and that's amazing. So yeah, I think that's a great way to think about it. For any other industry, creative services industry, you'll know what that is, or you should know. If you don't know what that is, just start asking questions out loud. And this is, I know it sounds silly, but it really helps to ask these questions out loud, because if you've heard a question in the past from a customer, maybe it's about, well, hey, do you offer this as well? And you don't, maybe that's a good opportunity to find someone who does and partner with them to maximize the value for your customers, for your customers and clients. I am apparently not quite awake this morning, so this is what you're getting. But anywho, so how to build successful backend offers. There's really 3 steps that you need to think about. Is this going to maximize the profit for me, while also adding the most amount of value, and it can be perceived value to the customer or the client. 2, is this something that I can produce very quickly with little to no extra effort in the initial project? And that can be sale, if you're selling physical item, or if you're selling services. Make sure that this thing that you're adding is really not a whole lot of extra work for you, because that goes against everything that we want to do. We don't want to be adding a ton of extra work. We want this project to come off seamless, and we want this experience to come off as if you already do this as part of the day-to-day, but this is just an extra way for me, the customer, to get more out of this engagement and relationship with you. And 3, it again is super easy to sell. So that kind of ties in with number 1 as far as what the value is. So it should be something that, going back to the start of the video, it should be something that they can see the maximized value potential for them in getting that thing. And it should, as one of my mentors, Mr. Matt Skelcher, says all the time, it should make them feel stupid for not getting it. It should make them feel like, yes, I need this. Why would I say no? Of course I'm going to get that. And that's the best way to really present the offer, is to make sure that you're maximizing the value and really hit that perception of value in the sales pitch or the presentation of this if you're doing it online, and so on. So that's really how to do it. So those steps or those three necessity things are profit for you, value for client, easy to sell. I know I'm doing this out of order. Easy to sell. Perceived value is very high. These two are very closely related. That's why I changed the order on you. And then 3, it's easy to actually deliver. So it doesn't take a whole lot of extra work for you to deliver it. So yeah, that's how to build successful back-end offers. Now look, if you'd like to learn more about how we build successful offers here at Get Quirked, and maybe you do it for yourself, we would love to have you in our coaching program. It is the Ultimate Offer Blueprint. You can learn more about it by going to getquirked.co/UOB. I'll put a link up here, and I will put a link down there in the description as well, so you can go check that out and see exactly what you're going to get in that program. That's it, guys. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you found this valuable and helpful. If you did, or you got any questions, please leave those down in the comments below. We'll follow this up. My team and I will jump on those comments. And if you're looking for more unique help or something that we think we can add value to you, we'll just try and connect with you offline. You can always shoot me a direct email, matt@getquirked.co. Again, that's Get Quirked. Yes, it's a pun on my last name. Ha, ha, ha. Okay. That's it. Have a great one, y'all.